Good morning, Alta Realty Group agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Marketing and Training here. And today we're going to be going through listing presentations, actually digital listing presentations that all of our agents have access to in our agent marketing system. So this will be a very hands-on kind of a webinar. So have your notes ready, and we're going to learn exactly how to create a beautiful digital marketing presentation for your listings. So this is an example of one that we've done for, let's see, this one is actually not the one I'm looking for. So this is one that we've done for Marcella Cosin. And so one idea is to, and I'll just show you the slides before we go into actually how to create it. So this, as you can tell, is a URL. So we create this as a separate URL. And you can, pull it up on your laptop. You can pull it up on your smartphone. You can pull it up on a tablet or a desktop, of course. And that way you can go through, while you're presenting to your sellers, you can go through what you're going to do for them to get that property sold. So the first slide that we have is just, a basic our plan for success. And so this is a really cool idea, is to actually create a marketing presentation for the property that you're going to be marketing. So, in some cases, you could have images of the property beforehand. And if that's the case, that's a great way to just wow your sellers when you go into that listing presentation. Also, just wanted to make sure that you guys do remember that we do have a chat feature. And so if you have any questions or anything that pops up, you can chat. I can even bring you on the line and you can ask questions, so don't hesitate to flag me down if you've got a question or if I'm going too fast. Of course, I will be sending this as a replay, and so if there's something that you miss, we can always watch the replay slowly. You can stop it. It's just a YouTube video, so you can control it and you can really go back through this stuff and learn how to do it. So again, the first slide is just kind of our plan for success. And then the rest of the presentation really is talking about what our plan for success is. So the cool thing is also you can, each of these has a little button where you can click an example. And so the example, of course, I want to click it to a single property website that Marcella has created. So here's an example of one of her single property websites that we've created. This one's for her property in Pigeon Springs out in Tehachapi. So, it looks great. You can show the seller, this is the kind of, website that I'm going to create for your property in order to get this thing sold. And again, you actually can create the single property website prior to that listing presentation. So very good idea to have, the exact property as a one-page website ready to go. So getting back to our, and these are called flip shows. They're listing presentations, but in our agent marketing system, they're called flip shows. And of course, I'll show you exactly where to access those. So we click our little button over here. Goes to our next slide. We're going to build a custom website for you. The core of the marketing strategy is your custom website. That's going to have all of our specs, all of our info, any of the marketing or Facebook marketing that we're going to do. We're going to be sending people back to this custom website. Again, we've got the example, goes right to the same single family or the single property website here. All right, so the next slide is going to say, hey, we've got a virtual tour. So of course, anytime we create a single property website within our agent marketing system, that does also create a virtual tour. So as long as we've got a good amount of images, that will create a nice little virtual tour. It's a quasi-virtual tour. Of course, it's just a slideshow that's kind of put into motion, and I'll show you one of those. So this would be, Marcella's little virtual tour. And of course, all this stuff is automated if you have your agent marketing system connected to the MLS. So very cool. You can set it to music. I say don't ever do that. It's just a real good way for somebody to just click right off of your website. That's called something called a bounce rate. And so the bounce rate is when someone comes to your landing page or your website and they leave very quickly, within a minute. You do not want that. that means that your website has a high bounce rate, which you do not want. And we've seen the studies, people or companies that add music to their websites, it drastically increases the bounce rate. We've all been there where you click on a website, all of a sudden there's music, you don't know where it's coming from, you can't stop it. It can be very, very annoying, and most people literally will just click off the page. So, side note there, don't add music. Or if you do, make it very, very, accessible to turn the dang thing off. So the next slide is going to talk about, the aerial mapping. So all of our websites have very, very cool aerial mapping. And again, you can switch to, you can actually take this URL and put it in your aerial mapping spot. So when you're showing them an example, oh, actually I have done that. So again, this is the actual aerial view and aerial mapping of the Pigeon Springs property. So it looks good. Again, we're just showing your sellers that we are using the digital tools. We've got it all. We're not leaving any of this stuff unturned. So very cool. Aerial mapping. Mobile marketing. All of our single property websites do come with the text marketing feature. So that means if you text 722-0692 to the number 79564, our property website, our single property website is going to pop up. And so this is important. I don't see enough agents utilizing the text message writers on their properties, on their listings. Super easy just to create a writer that has this text, have it hanging off of your for sale sign, and then that way people that drive by, looky-loos, they can put that text message, or they can put that text into their phone, and up pops the single property website with all of the information that they need. And the best part about that is now, of course, we've captured their cell phone, we can contact them, which is much more important. So the next part is the QR code. These are kind of going away. Again, all of these slides are completely and totally customizable. So we may decide to get rid of the QR code slide. Up to you. Custom signage to attract buyers. This, Courtney's created a nice thing with all the Alta signage in the background. And Courtney is actually creating a full customized listing presentation with a bunch of really, really cool graphics. And so if you need that, contact Courtney and she can send you these slides and we can build this into your listing presentation. So that is a really cool slide. I like how this looks. It's got all of our Alta branded stuff. Same thing here. We can put in, this is a generic slide in the back, but we want to put in our own stuff. Broadcasting your property, just really a lot of different ways that we're going to be getting this property out into the community and making sure everybody knows that this is available. Google optimizing, we're going to make sure that we are creating a website that has the actual address. And so when people type in that address, we want Google to pull up our website, not somebody else's. So we do some customizing and some optimizing for Google. YouTube, absolutely. We can create a YouTube video. And again, in our property pages, when we create the properties, this one's sold. Let's just go to Pigeon Springs. In our tools area, we have all of the website, HTML links. We've got it all. So we can take any of these things and we can link to them. So this, again, is a very, very important spot in our agent marketing area. So let's just go back to the beginning and let's make one from scratch. And I want to show you guys exactly how to customize them. So going back to the dashboard, we always start at the dashboard. And we go into the personal area. Now they're called flip shows. I don't know why, but they should just be called listing presentations. That's what they are. So we click on our personal and then flip shows area. And you see that Marcella has a couple of these. Now all of the agent marketing dashboards, they come with these two right here. And so all you have to do to create a personalized one, first of all, you can just go in and you can edit any of these, no problem at all. But what I like to do and see what we've done here is we've cloned one of these, and now we're using, the kind of the basics from that presentation to create our own customized listing presentation. So best thing to do is go in here and clone this flip show. So now we've got a clone flip show, and let's go into options. This is where we can really, customize this. This is where we'll start. And so we want to show the title. We don't want clone listing presentation. We want to say, 123 Main Street. If that's our listing, obviously. All this stuff is okay. We can actually we can have these other little kind of trunk extensions. None of them are amazing. Maybe ePhoto Flip might be cool. So we'll use that. Meta description tag. This is an SEO kind of a thing. Again, the only thing that we're going to want to optimize any of our stuff is for that property address. So I would put in the same property address, 123 Main Street. Whoops. Computer's having a little problems this morning. There we go. So that's the only meta tag description. Really, you could put in a small description of that. It's not paramount that you do that. So we've got a couple different layouts. This is kind of an old layout. I wouldn't use that one. This is kind of a nice layout. This is the default layout, but this is a little bit newer, and it works better if you've got the nice HD images. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this one. And I would almost always use this one. Also, this one has kind of like these little things that come in animated. They look kind of weird. So you can play with that and check it out. But honestly, I would just use this layout one. Get all of your stuff dialed in here and click save. And now we've got this. Oh, whoops. Let's see. Back into options. We should be able to. I might not have saved it. Okay, so this was the one. There should be a spot, bear with me, where we can change the name. I think I know what to do. Ah, here it is, show title tag. Whoops. All right, so that also has to match this. That way we know which one this is. Now we save it. And now it's there. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, does anybody have any questions at this point? Checking the chat feature. And everybody looks good up to now. And of course, this training should kind of just, whet your appetite for wanting to get this done. And I really encourage you guys to schedule a one-on-one training with me if you want to get this done and make a very good listing presentation. So please schedule that with me. You all can go to my Calendly. I'll just pull it up for you guys. I've got a Calendly calendar, and I encourage you guys to use these. So go to calendly.com/Alta Realty Group, and you can schedule a one-on-one with me anytime you want. So that's easy. Please do that. We can really, really knock this out in an hour, and you'll have a great listing presentation. And then you'll know how to do these for future. So really, really important. So once we have our 123 Main Street, then what we're going to want to do is to go into the pages, and that's where we're going to be able, it's got the little pencil. That means we can edit. So we're going to go in there, and here's where we can customize all this. So first things first, of course, we can, where it says, back to the beginning. Probably just refresh the page when I got back here in a second. So if we don't like our plan for success, we can change that. Of course, that's right here. So we can say, how I'm going to sell your home, whatever your, however you like to personalize it, you can do whatever you'd like there. You can also have page captions and sub captions, and then this description is what we read here. And so if we want to put in some customized stuff, like in this one, of course, we put Terry and Bridget Foster and their address that we're going to be trying to get the listing for. So that all goes right here. Plus, down here, where it says see example, that's where we're going to be able to put in our link URL. And of course, what we do is we go back to our property here. We'll save this real quick. We go back to our property pages, and we go and we click on this, and we get one of our URLs, we copy it, we right click, copy it, or if you're using a Mac, it's Command C. Then we get back into our flip shows. You guys will learn how to navigate this agent marketing system very well if you use it. We come in here, we drop in our URL by right clicking, and we paste. And then we can put in special link text. If we don't put anything here, it's going to say see example. But we might want to put in custom website. Save. Now we can view it. Anytime we make changes, we can just view like this. And of course, when we do that, we can see our URL up here. And so now, instead of it saying see example, it says custom website. So that's how we are going to be able to customize each of these slides. So you can see this is slide 1, 2, so on and so forth. You can also delete the slide completely. So say you don't want that slide, or like we discussed, QR codes. Let's go down where the QR codes were. QR codes, nobody's really using those too much. Let's go ahead and delete that. So now the QR code slide is gone. And I hope I'm not going too fast, but again, just schedule a one-on-one with me and we can really knock this out in an hour. You'll have an amazing digital listing presentation. Same thing, all these different slides down here. The last slide, it should have a picture of you. It should have a picture of you maybe standing in front of a home with a for sale sign. Get really creative with this stuff. The better images that we add to this listing presentation, the better it looks. We've got, here I'll show you one more example of a few slides that Courtney's working on. So wouldn't that be nice to have, for Pam Evans, you have your own stuff in the background. Absolutely. And you want to have, your personal, listing flyers and all that kind of stuff in this background. So it's not very difficult to change, as you've seen, but really, really pops out, and it makes you look like you're the expert. Your name's all over these background images. You really, really look sharp. So, so this is the way that we do a digital listing presentation through our agent marketing system. If for some reason you don't like to use the agent marketing system, you can always use PowerPoint, and you can create a PowerPoint listing presentation. I don't recommend it because these, these digital online listing presentations are so cool, and they're so dynamic, and it's so nice to be able to sit down in front of your clients with a laptop or with a tablet, and you just look like you are the person embracing the technology of today. You're not a dinosaur. You're not showing up with some kind of a little pamphlet, which is not horrible, but we want to push the envelope. We want to be the agents that are, leading, not following. So using this kind of a listing presentation that's completely digital, completely customizable, you are going to look like a rock star. Now, with that said, this is a you know, a basic kind of a listing presentation that you can definitely customize. If you want this, I've got access to this. Send me an email, send me a text, and I can email you a copy of this listing presentation. But again, a little antiquated. But some people really like to use PowerPoint, and this is a good, you know, starting point. You can just go in, put in your information, put in your picture, all that kind of stuff. But really, I mean, it's so easy to use these agent marketing flip shows. So I really recommend that you guys do this. Like I said, Courtney's going to be coming up with some really good slides, and I can send you guys some of the slides so you can incorporate this into your personal digital listing presentation. I don't see any other questions. Let me know if you do have individual questions. I'm here to help. And with that said, let's see, hold on. I've got one question, it looks like. Okay, so I've got a question. Is there a difference between the custom website and the single property website? No, they're the same thing. In our dashboard, wait, let me get into an agent. Since we've been using Marcella, we'll use Marcella. So in our properties area, these are our single page websites. So, I'm sorry, single property websites. So, and these are completely customizable. So first of all, in the agent marketing system, if you're connected to the IDX and the MLS, within 24 hours of uploading your your listing into the MLS, the agent marketing system will pick it up and will create all of your marketing materials instantly. So what you'll do is, of course, it'll pop up into your properties area. And if there's something that you want to customize, we can, of course, customize anything we want within that website. So yes, the answer to the question is they are all customized, but the single property websites are not different from a custom website. So I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? All right, you guys. In that case, like I said, let me know other questions that you have. Contact me directly, 949-285-7209. And more importantly, schedule a Calendly appointment with me. 60-minute training. I don't mind doing this, and it really has been helping the agents that are utilizing this. So please utilize the service. Also, remember to contact Clearview Mortgage for any mortgage-related questions, pre-quals, all that kind of stuff. They are for you. They work for you. They're part of our company. They, are really, really good support. And if you haven't used them yet, please do. With that said, have a great day, agents. Go out and make it a great day and a productive day. And we'll see you next week on the training.